Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Untold Pain Stories. Today's story is about a wedding, a beautiful bride, a wheelchair, and one shocking morning that changed my life forever. Everyone thought I married her because I felt sorry for her. They were completely wrong. My name is Daniel. 3 years ago, I believed I had everything: a successful career, a nice apartment, good friends. But there was one thing missing: someone to share my life with. One evening, my best friend invited me to a charity event. I wasn't interested, but that single decision changed my life forever. The hall was full of people. Music echoed through the room. Everyone was laughing. Then I saw her. She was sitting quietly near a large window. She wore a simple blue dress. Her long brown hair rested gently on her shoulders. She wasn't trying to get anyone's attention, but somehow she caught mine. Then I noticed the wheelchair. For a moment, I simply stood there, not because of the wheelchair, but because she looked happier than everyone else in the room. I walked over. "Hi, I'm Daniel." She smiled warmly. "I'm Emma." We talked for almost an hour. She was funny, smart, kind. She loved reading books, watching old movies, and painting beautiful landscapes. Not once did she complain about her life. Before leaving, I finally asked, "If you don't mind me asking, what happened?" She looked outside the window, then quietly replied, "Car accident. I was 19. My parents didn't survive, and I never walked again." Silence filled the room. I didn't know what to say. She smiled. "Don't be sad. I'm still alive." That sentence stayed in my mind for days. After that evening, we started meeting regularly. Coffee, walks through the park, movie nights. Every moment with Emma felt peaceful. She never asked for sympathy. She only wanted honesty. Months passed. Without realizing it, I had fallen deeply in love. One evening, as the sun disappeared behind the lake, I knelt down beside her wheelchair. People around us stopped talking. My hands were shaking. I opened a small ring box. "Emma, will you marry me?" Tears immediately filled her eyes. She covered her mouth. Then she whispered, "Are you sure? I can't give you a normal life." I smiled. "I don't want a perfect life. I only want you." She started crying, then nodded. Yes, it should have been the happiest day of our lives. Instead, the criticism began. My mother looked disappointed. "Daniel, think carefully. You'll spend your whole life taking care of her." Some friends laughed. "You're throwing your future away." Others whispered, "He'll regret this marriage." But nobody knew the real Emma. They only saw the wheelchair. I saw her heart. Our wedding day finally arrived. Emma looked breathtaking in her white wedding dress. When she smiled, the entire room seemed brighter. As I stood beside her, I made one promise: "I'll stay with you in every season of life." She squeezed my hand. I promised the same. Everyone applauded. For the first time, I believed every difficult moment was finally behind us. That night, we returned home as husband and wife. Emma looked exhausted. I gently helped her into bed. Before sleeping, she smiled. "Thank you for choosing me." I kissed her forehead. "I'll choose you every single day." She smiled one last time, then closed her eyes. I had no idea that when I woke up the next morning, everything I believed about my wife would be completely shattered. The next morning, I woke up before Emma. Sunlight quietly filled our bedroom. For a moment, I simply watched her sleeping peacefully. She looked beautiful. I smiled. I really am the luckiest man alive. I quietly walked into the kitchen to prepare breakfast. Coffee, fresh pancakes, her favorite strawberries. Everything was perfect. Then I heard something, a soft sound, almost like footsteps. I froze. That couldn't be possible. My heart started beating faster. Maybe it was the neighbors. Maybe I imagined it. Then I heard it again. Slow, careful footsteps coming from our bedroom. I slowly turned around. The coffee mug slipped from my hand and shattered on the floor. Standing in the hallway was Emma, without her wheelchair. For several seconds, neither of us moved. Neither of us spoke. I couldn't even breathe. My mind refused to believe what my eyes were seeing. Emma looked terrified. She whispered, "Daniel, I'm so sorry." Before I could say a single word, she collapsed onto the floor. I rushed toward her. "Emma." She burst into tears. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." I helped her sit on the couch. My hands were shaking. "Tell me the truth, please." She couldn't even look into my eyes. Finally, she took a deep breath. "I can walk." The room became completely silent. Every memory, every conversation, every promise flashed through my mind. One question echoed inside my head. Why? Emma cried harder than ever before. "You deserve the truth." When I was 19, the accident damaged my legs. The doctors believed I'd never walk again. For almost 2 years, I couldn't. I lived in that wheelchair every single day. Then slowly, I started recovering. One step, then another. But I never told anyone. I stared at her in disbelief. "You let me believe you couldn't walk." She nodded. "I know. I was afraid. Afraid of losing people again. My fiancé left me after my accident. My relatives stopped visiting. My friends disappeared. The wheelchair became a test. It showed me who truly loved me." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "When I met you, I wanted to tell you so many times, but every day it became harder. I was terrified. What if you only stayed because you felt sorry for me?" I looked away. My heart felt heavy, not because she could walk, but because she had hidden the truth. For the first time, there was silence between us. Painful silence. That evening, neither of us touched dinner. Emma quietly packed a small suitcase. "I think I should leave. You deserve someone honest." She slowly walked toward the front door. I didn't stop her. I simply stood there, watching the woman I loved walk away. The door quietly closed behind her. The house suddenly felt empty. Hours passed. I sat alone, looking at our wedding photo. Then I noticed something. On the back of the picture, Emma had written a sentence. If one day you discover my secret, I only hope you'll also discover my heart. I closed my eyes. Suddenly, everything became clear. She hadn't lied because she wanted money or attention. She lied because she was broken, because she was afraid, because someone had destroyed her trust long before I met her. I grabbed my car keys. I knew exactly where she would go. The small lake, where I had asked her to marry me. As I drove through the rain, only one thought filled my mind. Had I already lost the woman I loved? Or was this only the beginning of the biggest test our marriage would ever face? The rain poured heavily as I drove toward the lake. My heart was racing. I kept asking myself the same question. Was I hurt because Emma had lied? Or because I was afraid of losing her? When I reached the lake, she was sitting alone on the same bench where I had asked her to marry me. The suitcase rested beside her. She wasn't crying anymore. She simply stared at the water. I slowly walked toward her. She heard my footsteps. Without turning around, she quietly said, "I knew you'd come." I sat beside her. For several minutes, neither of us spoke. Finally, Emma broke the silence. "I don't expect you to forgive me. I only wanted you to know. I loved you every single day. I was just too afraid." I looked at her. "Why didn't you trust me?" She smiled sadly. "Because everyone I trusted left. When I couldn't walk, they disappeared. When I started walking again, I became afraid that people only loved the healthy version of me. So I hid the truth. I wanted to know if someone could love my broken heart before my healed body." Her words hit me harder than anything else. For the first time, I understood. The wheelchair had never been her prison. Fear had. I gently took her hand. "Emma, you didn't break my heart because you could walk. You broke it because you suffered alone. You carried that fear by yourself." She looked at me with tear-filled eyes. "I never wanted to hurt you. I know, and I should have listened before judging you." She whispered, "Can we still fix this?" I smiled. Marriage isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about choosing each other. Even after discovering the truth, Emma suddenly burst into tears. She wrapped her arms around me. "I thought I'd lost you." "You never lost me. You only lost your courage." For the first time since our wedding, we both laughed. The rain slowly stopped. Sunlight appeared through the clouds. It felt like the beginning of a new life. The following weeks weren't easy. Trust doesn't return overnight. We talked. A lot. Sometimes for hours. No more secrets. No more fear. No more pretending. Emma even started walking short distances without assistance. But something surprised me. She didn't throw away the wheelchair. One afternoon I asked, "Why do you still keep it?" She gently touched its handle. "This wheelchair reminds me of the woman I used to be, the woman who survived. I never want to forget her." Months later, Emma accepted an invitation to speak at a rehabilitation center. Dozens of patients listened as she shared her story. She smiled and said, "Some people think the wheelchair was the hardest part of my life. It wasn't. The hardest part was believing that no one could truly love me." Then she looked at me sitting in the front row. "But one man proved me wrong. Everyone applauded. I couldn't stop smiling. On our first wedding anniversary, we returned to the same lake once again. This time, Emma stood beside me. No wheelchair, no fear, only hope. She held my hand and quietly asked, "If you could go back, knowing everything you know now, would you still marry me?" I looked into her eyes. Without hesitation, I answered, "I would marry you 1,000 times, because I didn't fall in love with a wheelchair. I fell in love with your heart." She smiled through happy tears. Sometimes, life doesn't test us with pain. Sometimes, it tests us with the truth. Real love isn't finding someone with no scars. Real love is choosing someone, even after you've seen every scar they carry. Because trust can be broken, fear can be healed, but true love always finds its way back home. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this original emotional story and want to improve your English through powerful storytelling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next story on *** Untold Pain Stories ***.